Jerusalem, 10th century BC. The smell of cedar and fresh stone fills the air. Outside, thousands of workers are cutting and hauling and building. The noise is constant. Inside, it's quiet. The king sits on his throne. Before him stands another, in chains, freshly flogged. The king asks what it does. I destroy marriages, kindle obsession, waste the beauty of virgins, drive men to murder. Then he asks what it fears. The prisoner glances at the ring on the king's finger. It has no choice but to answer. The prisoner is Asmodeus, a demon. If you too destroy marriages, kindle obsession, and waste the beauty of virgins, check out Pantheon, a brand inspired by myths, legends, and folklore. We ship worldwide and are rated excellent on Trustpilot. Link in the description. The story comes from the ancient text known as the Testament of Solomon. You can read it in full online or purchase a physical copy from online retailers. We've covered the wider story of Solomon in a previous video on the channel. Night. A boy lies on his mat. He's trying to sleep. Something's in the room. He feels it before he sees it. A pressure, starting at his right thumb, moving up his arm, to his chest. Something is being taken from him, and he doesn't know what. He only knows that by morning he will be weaker than he was tonight, and his wages will be short again. It's been happening for months. We don't know his name. By day he works on the temple construction site, cutting, carrying, building. He's the son of the master workman, Solomon's favorite. He's growing thin, his cheeks hollow, his hands shake. The other workers have noticed but say nothing. What comes for him every night is called Orneus. It lives in the constellation of Aquarius. It can take many forms: a burning flame, a lion, a winged creature that moves through the dark without sound. It drains vitality through the right thumb. It steals wages. It targets men born under the sign of Aquarius. It leaves its victims hollowed out, aging faster than they should, dying slowly without knowing why. It also has another ability. Orneus can fly, high enough to reach the edges of heaven, high enough to overhear the plans of God. When demons fly that high and grow exhausted on the way back down, they fall. The people below see streaks of light crossing the night sky and call them falling stars. They are not stars. They are demons falling back to earth. One morning, Solomon sees the boy. The king watches him work for a long time. Then he calls him over. "What's wrong with you?" The boy tells him everything. The night visits, the thumb, the wages, the thing that comes at sunset and takes something he can't name. Solomon listens. That night, he enters the temple alone. Solomon has been king for 4 years, the son of David, the shepherd boy who killed Goliath, the warrior who united 12 fractious tribes into a single kingdom. He captured Jerusalem and made it his capital, wanted to build a house for God, but died before he could. That task fell to Solomon. God appeared to him in a dream. "Ask whatever you want," God said. "I will give it to you." Solomon existed for wisdom, the ability to govern justly, to know right from wrong, to lead a people who needed leading. God gave him the wisdom he asked for, and then gave him everything else too: wealth beyond measure, a kingdom at peace, a reputation that spread across the known world. He is building a temple for God on a hill above Jerusalem. Cedar from Lebanon, quarried stone, gold-covered walls, the most sacred building his people have ever seen. He is the wisest man alive, and one of his favorite workers is dying. The stone floor is cold. Solomon has been here for days without food or sleep, just prayer. He's asking God for one thing: power over the demon that is killing his favorite worker. On the fourth day something changes. The air shifts. A figure stands before him. It's Michael, the archangel. In his hand a small ring, small enough to fit in a closed fist, brass and iron, engraved on the seal a 5-pointed star. 5 alphas interlocked. The pentalpha, the seal of God. Michael speaks. "Take this, Solomon, king and son of David. With this ring you will lock up all demons of the earth, male and female. With their help you will build Jerusalem." Solomon takes it. He praises God. He holds his palm and understands what he's been given. Something that looks like nothing, that weighs almost nothing, and yet every demon on earth is now subject to it. The next morning he calls the boy to him, places the ring in his hand. "When the demon comes tonight, throw this ring at his chest. Say these words in the name of God. King Solomon calls thee hither. Then run to me. Do not stop. Do not look back. Do not fear anything the demon says to you." That evening at sunset, Orneus appears, same as every night. It moves toward the boy, reaches for his thumb. The boy throws the ring. It strikes the demon's chest, stamps the seal against him. Orneus cries out, "Child, why hast thou done this to me?" The boy runs. Orneus has no choice but to follow. The seal compels him. He arrives at Solomon's throne, screaming, thrashing, unable to leave and unable to lie. Solomon looks at him. He picks up a reed pen. "Where do you live?" "In the constellation of Aquarius. I strangle men born under that sign. I take half their wages. I drain their souls through their thumbs." Solomon writes this down. "What angel thwarts you?" The demon pauses, then answers, "Uriel." Solomon prays to the archangel Uriel. The angel appears, looks at Orneus, speaks one command: "Cut stones for the temple." Orneus picks up a stone and gets to work. The first demon is bound. Solomon looks at the ring on his finger, then he looks at Orneus. He has another idea. Beelzebub, the prince of demons, the exarch of the underworld, the highest ranking angel to fall from heaven. He stands before Solomon in chains. Behind him his hierarchy. The room is quiet. Outside the sound of hammering, stone against stone, the temple going up block by block. Solomon looks at him for a long time. Then he does what he always does. He asks, he listens, he writes. "Who are you?" "I am Beelzebub, the exarch of the demons. All the demons have their chief seats close to me. I am the one who makes manifest the apparition of each demon." "Where do you live?" "In the evening star, in Venus." "What do you do?" "I destroy tyrants. I cause men to worship demons. I arouse desire in holy men and priests. I cause wars between brothers. I instigate murders. I arouse jealousy and covetousness in men." "What defeats you?" Beelzebub pauses, then answers, "Emmanuel. If anyone cries out, 'Elohi,' my God, I will disappear." Solomon stares at the name on the page. Emmanuel. He's never heard it. He writes it down anyway. A demon chained in his throne room has just prophesied the crucifixion. Solomon doesn't know it yet. Are there others who fell with you? Abezethebu, he fell with me down from heaven. He is one-winged. He is bound in the Red Sea. He will rise when he is ready. Then Beelzebub tells him something else. He can tell him how to see the dragons, the ones who pull the chariot of the sun across the sky every day, burn the right oils, light 7 lamps at dawn during an earthquake, and the dragons will appear. Solomon looks at him. He doesn't believe him. He tells Beelzebub to cut the blocks of Theban marble made for the temple. The hierarchy erupt. This is an outrage. He is the prince of demons, the highest angel who fell. He should not be cutting stone like a common worker. Beelzebub picks up a block of marble. Solomon turns to him. If you want your freedom, bring me more demons. Asmodeus, in chains, freshly flogged, standing before the king. He was defiant when they brought him in. Solomon had him flogged with thongs of oxhide until he was ready to talk. Now he's ready. What is your name? I am called Asmodeus among mortals. What is your business? My business is to plot against the newly wedded so that they may not know one another. I sever them utterly by many calamities. I waste away the beauty of virgin women. I estrange their hearts. Is that all? Asmodeus pauses. I transport men into fits of madness and desire when they have wives of their own, so that they leave them and go off by night and day to others that belong to other men. They commit sin. They commit murder. What thwarts you? Raphael and the liver and gall of a sheatfish burned on coals will drive me away. Solomon burned the liver and gall of a fish over Asmodeus, right there in the throne room. The demon recoils, his malice for a moment frustrated. What do you know of the future? A king will come, born of a virgin, crucified on a cross, and my kingdom will be destroyed. Solomon writes down the words of a demon prophesying the crucifixion of Christ in a room that smells of cedar and burning fish, with the temple going up outside that demons are building with their hands. He commands Asmodeus to mold clay for the temple. Asmodeus picks up a handful of clay and gets to work. The interrogations continue. The throne room has become a processing chamber. The demons keep coming, bound, questions assigned, but to work. Outside, the temple is rising, faster than any human workforce could manage. The workers who arrive each morning find stones already cut, foundations already dug, ropes already twisted and set. They don't ask questions. They've learned not to. Solomon's workforce now numbers in the hundreds. Demons of air and earth and water, demons linked to the stars and constellations, demons responsible for storms, for disease, for the specific kind of madness that makes a man abandon his wife and children in the middle of the night, each one sealed with the ring and given a task. Solomon looks at Beelzebub. Are there female demons? Yes. Show me. Beelzebub disappears, then returns with a woman. Onoscalis, beautiful from the waist up, from the waist down, the legs of a mule. She lived in caves and ravines. She strangled men, perverted them from their true natures. Now she spins hemp into ropes for the temple. Then 7 sisters appear at once, standing in a line, each one linked to a star. Between them they account for famine, discord, battle, strife, error, power. Solomon works through them one by one. The 7th speaks last. The locust. It is fated that through a locust you will achieve my desire. If one were wise, he would not turn his steps toward me. Solomon seals her. He doesn't understand what she means. The Obizuth. No limbs, just a head, surrounded by long dishevelled hair. She travels the world, entering the rooms of women in labour and strangles their newborns in the dark. Solomon binds her by her own hair to the entrance of the temple, reduced to an ornament. Then a shape-shifting woman who becomes, as Solomon watches, the Greek Titan Kronos. Then the triple goddess Hecate, Greek mythology standing in the throne room of the king of Israel. Then a headless spirit, a 3-headed dragon, a lion-shaped demon commanding legions of his own. Then 36 more, one for every 10 degrees of the night sky, each responsible for a specific human ailment, headaches, sore throats, kidney pain, shivering fits, each one naming the remedy that drives them away. The Testament lists them all. Solomon binds everyone. Outside, the temple keeps rising. She has travelled 1,500 miles, 75 days through the burning desert of Arabia. Camel caravan, spices and gold and precious stones loaded onto the animals, a large retinue of attendants, a queen who rules one of the wealthiest kingdoms in the known world, crossing an ocean of sand to see something she's only heard about. She is the Queen of the South. Solomon receives her. He answers every question she asks. There is nothing hidden from him, nothing too difficult to explain. She tests him, and he passes every test. But it isn't his wisdom that breaks her. It's what she sees outside. The temple is being built, rising above Jerusalem block by block, and moving through the construction site, carrying stone, cutting marble, spinning rope, are things that are not human. Things she has no name for, that shouldn't exist. She sees the altar of incense, the brazen supports, the lamps of emerald and sapphire, the cherubim and seraphim over the mercy seat in the innermost chamber, vessels of gold and silver and bronze. She glorifies the God of Israel, gives Solomon gold and silver and bronze. She arrived in Jerusalem arrogant. She leaves humbled. One stone remains, the cornerstone, the final piece. It's so heavy that every worker on the site, human and demon alike, has tried and failed to move it. It sits where it always sat, unmoved. Solomon sends a servant boy into the Arabian desert with a leather flask and the ring. The boy holds the flask, a wineskin, a bag of animal hide, open against the wind. When it fills, he seals it shut with a ring. He returns to Jerusalem carrying the wineskin, which now moves on its own. 7 steps across the floor of the temple. Then it falls on its neck. Inside, a demon, Ephipas, the wind demon from Arabia, hot breath that devastates land, kills men and animals, cannot be contained. Solomon releases him just enough to speak. Ephipas tells Solomon he can move mountains, carry houses from place to place, overthrow kings. He makes a prophecy. The same prophecy Solomon has now heard various times from various different demons. A king will come, born of a virgin, crucified by the Jews. Solomon bids him to move the cornerstone. Ephipas places it at the entrance of the temple. The stone which the builders rejected has become the head of the corner. Then Ephipas goes to the Red Sea and finds what has been waiting there since the time of Moses. Abezethebu rises. He was there at the Exodus. He hardened Pharaoh's heart. He went with the Egyptian army in pursuit of the Israelites. When the Red Sea closed over them, he went down with it, and he's been held underneath the water by a pillar ever since, until now. The 2 demons carry an enormous column out of the Red Sea and raise it up inside the temple. It hangs mid-air, supported by nothing but the 2 demons holding it. Solomon binds them to it. They swear an oath. The Lord thy God liveth. We will not let go this pillar until the world's end. But on whatever day this stone falls, then shall be the end of the world. 2 demons, a floating column, the temple of God. The building is finished. Solomon has taken many wives by now. Kings do, it's expected. Politics wrapped in marriage, alliance wrapped in flesh. This one is different. Her father is simply known as Jebusite. She is called Shulamite. Solomon sees her and something in him, something that survived years of demons kneeling before him, gives way completely. He wants her. Her father's priests have a condition. Worship our gods first. Remphan, Moloch, and she's yours. No. He has stood in a room with the prince of demons in chains and has burned the liver of fish over the king of hell and watched him recoil. He has heard 3 separate demons, unprompted, describe the same crucified king yet to come. He knows exactly what he serves, exactly what he doesn't. No. The priests come back with something smaller, a concession they call it. Just 5 locusts. Crush them on the altar of Moloch. That's all, barely a sacrifice at all. 5 insects, nothing really. Less than nothing compared to everything he's already conquered. He crushes them and the Spirit of God leaves him all at once, the way a light goes out. A demon, one of 7 sisters, once stood before him and told him something he didn't understand at the time. The locust. It is fated that through a locust you will achieve my desire. If one were wise, he would not turn his steps toward me. He heard it, wrote it down, sealed her anyway, and moved on to the next one. There were still so many demons left to bind, so much temple left to build. He forgot a single sentence spoken by a demon he'd already defeated. That's all it took. The ring goes dark in his hand. Whatever kept the demons kneeling is gone from him. He builds temples to Baal after that, to Remphan, to Moloch. The wisest man who ever lived becomes something the idols laugh at, something the demons laugh at harder, because the demons remember what he used to be. In the Testament, Solomon leaves his story behind. Every interrogation, every name, every angel that could undo them, as a warning. Read this and take heed of your end, not your beginning. What you start with means nothing if you don't survive what you become. Nearly 2,000 years later, it is easy to dismiss the Testament of Solomon as exactly what it appears to be, a story about demons, angels, and a magical ring. But perhaps the strangest thing about Solomon's story is how ordinary his downfall is. He had been given a ring capable of binding every demon placed before him, a ring that could command the impossible, force monsters to their knees, and make the forces of hell obey. Solomon defeats all of them, and then loses to himself. There was never a ring for Solomon, and there isn't one for us.